welcome into our first edition of Talk of the Town. I'm Will Barrett, and I'm joined today by Prattville YMCA CEO, David Lewis. David, thanks for joining us on our first edition of Talk of the Town.
Will, it's great to be with you, and great to be here on Prattville Live. Really excited about this new venture.
When we were thinking about who would we want for our first guest for this inaugural episode of Talk of the Town, we could not think of somebody better, more popular, more in tune with the city of Prattville than yourself.
But so they were busy, and so you called me as
well. Yeah. Well, David, you're the YMCA CEO, and the YMCA in Prattville's been here for over 60 years, and there's been one CEO up until 5 years ago now?
That's right.
Willis Bradford was the CEO for 55 years and put the YMCA of Prattville on the map, and then handed the reins over to you. Talk a little bit about how you made the transition, because you were formerly a banker before this.
That's right.
How you've done that? It's quite a shift in your career.
Well, it really is interesting. In fact, Monday, Columbus Day, marks the 5-year anniversary since I came to the Y.
Time flies.
And it does, and it's hard to believe that much time has passed since I made the change. I spent 18 years in the banking industry here in Prattville, and loved every minute of it for the most part, and really enjoyed taking care of customers and working to help grow our community. And the opportunity to come to work for the Y was something that I had never considered whatsoever, and it just presented itself when Mr. Bradford decided to retire. I had been on the board at the Y for several years, and things just lined up that was the right opportunity for me. And I tell you, God's hand was really on this situation. It had to be, because it wasn't something I sought to do or even thought about doing. And it's certainly been a great move for me, and I hope for the Y. The Y is so important to our community, and having had 3 children grow up here in Prattville, still growing up here in Prattville, I have seen firsthand the impact of our YMCA on our family, and I know what it means to other families as well. And I am honored to be the steward of that legacy that Mr. Bradford has helped build. And I'll tell you, really whoever's sitting in that chair is really insignificant compared to the entire staff of the Y. And we have one of the most outstanding staffs at our YMCA that exist, in my opinion, in the country. And we have very long tenured folks who are committed to Prattville, they're committed to the Y, and they're committed to each other. And they do a great job day in and day out in all of our program areas. And so I'm just the person sitting there at the control booth, trying to help them do what they do. So
the YMCA is so great because it's way more than a gym. It's way more than sports programs. When you sign your kid up for YMCA basketball, or you sign your kid up for YMCA football, you're getting something so much more than just football. The YMCA makes strengthening communities their cause.
Right.
Talk a little bit about, if I was going to sign my kid up for basketball or football, what is the overarching goal of the Y? It's not just to teach basketball.
Well, obviously, sports is not all we do, but sports is a large part of what we do with young people. That's just a vehicle, Will, to bring people together, to show them good role models. Hopefully their coaches are modeling the kind of behavior that you and I would want to have our children model as they grow into adults.
I hope so, because I'm one of those coaches.
That's right. And you do a great job, by the way.
Thank you. I was looking for that. It's fishing.
The check's in the mail. The importance of the coaches to our program are huge, and the majority of the people that coach in our programs are volunteers, and we could not do what we do without committed volunteers. And we've got some long tenured volunteers here, people whose children have long since gone, that are still involved with our youth sports programs. And I know that's the key to any youth sports program, but it's particularly important at the Y. And we want to have quality folks that are impacting these young people. You know, as you're well aware, so many young people don't have a solid foundation at home.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of parents that are well-intentioned, but they're just not able to do what they need to do for their children. And so having an extra influence at the Y, and more importantly, an extra positive influence at the Y is so important. And I think the sports vehicle that we use is a great thing because it develops characteristics in young people if done the right way, that help them to understand the importance of a team and the fact that they can't be successful by themselves. Also, the importance of how to win with dignity and how to lose with dignity. And I think that's so important in our community and in our world today. And we've got a lot of folks that don't know how to do that. And I'm thankful that the Prattville Y is here to show a good example for our young people.
Absolutely, but it goes, like you said, way beyond youth sports programs, all the way into affordable child care for families, helping adults who suffer from arthritis, showing teenagers the importance of leadership skills, and also something that many people don't know about, every second grader in this county learns water safety skills from the YMCA.
Absolutely. That's something that Keith Cantrell and Mr. Bradford started about 10 years ago. And since that time, we have trained every person that has come through the second grade in Autauga County, both in public schools and private schools, the importance of being safe around water. It's not swim lessons, but what it does do is it gives the young people confidence around the water and hopefully informs them on what they should do and what they shouldn't do so that they won't make bad decisions when they encounter water. You know, Will, you mentioned some of the other areas that we touch on, and child care is certainly one of those areas. And we have countless numbers of children who attend our preschool and our after-school and summer day camp programs. And to be honest with you, a lot of our counselors spend more time with these children than sometimes they do with their own families.
That's true.
The importance of having those role models again and positive role models is very important to these families, and we're honored to be able to have that opportunity to take care of our young people here in Prattville.
Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break on Talk of the Town. When we come back, more David Lewis, CEO of YMCA, and grits. Be right back after these words.
When choosing which pest control company you will trust to protect your home and family, cost and quality can go hand in hand. Serving the hardworking families of the River region since 1967, the Bowen family has made it our mission to offer top quality service at a price that is fair and affordable. So why pay more to one of the big chains for less service? Call Arrow Pest Control next time you want to enjoy money well spent. We'll guarantee personal service at an affordable price, so give us a call today.
It's not too early to sign up to make money. The region's largest quality kids consignment sale will happen October 21st through 29th. It's the Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale at Prattville Pickers. Children's clothing, shoes, accessories, toys, books, strollers, swings, furniture, even maternity, and much, much more. Sign up to sell your quality kids items at momsmarketplace.net. Be a volunteer to earn more and shop first. And it's the largest kids consignment sale in the region. Sell, shop, save. momsmarketplace.net and on Facebook. Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Dixie Country 100.1 is the home of Prattville Lions football this fall. Catch all the excitement with live play-by-play action on the radio, plus live video streaming on Prattville Alive YouTube. Keep up with the Lion Nation on Prattville Alive Facebook, and stay tuned to Dixie Country 100.1. Dixie Country is also the home of Bama football with Hey Coach, Crimson Tide Rewind, and the entire game day broadcast. The Alabama Crimson Tide and the Prattville Lions this fall on Dixie Country.
Dixie Country.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town here in the Prattville Live studios. First episode, Will Barrett and joined with Prattville YMCA CEO David Lewis. We've been talking about the YMCA and then David, how you transitioned from the corporate world into the nonprofit world as CEO of the YMCA. One of the things that makes the YMCA great is that it offers so much to so many people, but it doesn't come easily. The YMCA Coach a Child Scholarship Fund campaign is something that happens every year, and that's something that is always in the forefront of many of the professionals at the YMCA's mind, is what they do to keep these programs going. Talk about this Coach a Child Scholarship Fund.
Well, Will, I'm glad you asked about that. Coach a Child is really important to our Y. It's our tagline for our annual campaign that we run every year. Every dollar that we raise through our annual campaign is dedicated to scholarship worthy individuals and families to participate in programs at the Y. And it's been a hallmark at the Y that since we started back in the 60s, not to turn anybody away because they didn't have the ability to pay. And so for a long time we were able to support that just through our operations. But about 10 or 12 years ago, the board made the decision to start raising money for this. Mm-hmm. And we had already had a golf tournament, the Kevin Turner Golf Benefit, which Kevin helped found over 20 years ago. And we devoted all the proceeds from that golf tournament to scholarships. And then we started going out and actually calling on businesses and individuals to support this. About 5 years ago, we started our John 1721 Society, which is a business-to-business campaign that we actually go out and we seek to engage businesses in partnering with the Y. And it's not all about what they can give the Y, it's about what the Y can help them with as well, as far as exposure to all of our program participants and members. And partnering with us. They're able to be involved in our golf tournament and our grits cook-off and all different kinds of things that we do. Mm-hmm. And it's a really important thing for us because we have so many people who need help here, and a lot of times the people that need the Y the most are the ones that can least afford it. And so we have this vehicle in place to be able to do this. That, coupled with funds that we get from United Way, helped us to give over $220,000 worth of scholarships last year, and we touched almost 3,000 individuals with that. And those range from children, obviously, but also senior adults and families that need help and that would like to have access to the Y for whatever reason to be a part of our programs.
Now, the YMCA of Prattville is unique in that it has the moniker from YUSA of being the largest small-town YMCA in America.
That's right.
And that happens because, I'm just looking at some numbers here. Last year, almost 15,000 people came through the YMCA of Prattville to learn, grow, thrive. 15,000 people, many of them children. Over 80% of the county of Watauga has been touched by the Y in some form or fashion. And it's amazing.
Well, it is. And I'll tell you, I think if you were to do a door-to-door survey, I think you would find that the vast majority of families here in Watauga County have had some connection with the Y. I mentioned the second grade water safety at a minimum, but just participating in one of our youth sports programs, attending a fitness class, any number of things, and the Y has its fingerprints all over our community, and it's such an important part of what Prattville is all about and what Watauga County is all about.
The YMCA is all about strengthening communities, but there's one event in particular that I want to talk about that is beginning to leave its fingerprint on the community, and that is the Great Grits Cook-Off. Yeah. It's become an event that people look forward to every year, and it's coming up this month.
That's right. October 21st.
Talk about the Great Grits Cook-Off, the Gibson Tire Pros Great Grits Cook-Off. It is something that I've looked forward to every year since the first year it happened.
Absolutely. This is our 5th year to do this, and we're really honored to partner with Gibson Tire Pros. Bob and Hootie Gibson, they actually are the ones that came up with this idea. Shortly after I came to the Y, they called me one day and wanted to come see me, and they pitched this idea to Keith Cantrell and I and said, this is something we want to do to help give back to the Y. They both grew up in our Y, both worked at our Y as young people, and they wanted to do something to not only help market their business, but more importantly, to give back to the community. And so we started working on this this concept of a grits cook-off. In the first year, we had 14 teams. The day before the cook-off, we had about a 95% chance of rain, and we had to totally change our plans and move inside. But we did it. We pulled it off, and it was a great event. And we said right then, this is definitely something we want to continue to do, and it's just grown each year. Last year, we had almost 50 cook teams involved that were cooking various grit creations, and you would be amazed at what you can create with grits. I mean,
Yes,
I've seen deep fried grit fritters dipped in powdered sugar, which is first for me.
Dessert grits.
That's right. All kinds of creations, but just various businesses and organizations, churches, even individuals that have come out to do this and have a great time, and all in the name of raising money for the Coach Child Scholarship Fund. And this has been something that we knew would be an investment period in us building it, but it's starting to take on a life of its own, and it's certainly something that's well anticipated each year. And on the 21st of October, we're going to get started about 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still gathering teams, and so the door is still open. If anybody out there would like to have a team in the Grits Cook-Off, if you'll call our YMCA, speak to Keith Cantrell or myself, we can get you hooked up for that. But we're hoping to have over 50 teams again. We're going to have some vendors, arts and crafts vendors there. We'll have live entertainment. We're so excited about our live entertainment. Bud Cook and the Playing Possums are going to be there to open us up. Bud
Nice.
and Tom Eller and Wes Cahoon, they're just a great group, and they
Nice.
participated every year in the Great Grits Cook-Off. Up next, we'll have Shackelford Lane, which is Rob Shackelford and his two boys. They have quite a following out there and do a great job. And then finally, we're working on a closing act, and I'm not ready to reveal that yet, but we're anticipating that we'll have that lined up this week. But we'll have great live entertainment. We'll have all kinds of bounce houses and fun activities. I imagine there'll be a TV out there with some live college football going.
Well, if there's not, you're going to have...
Prattville Live will be there, and they'll be live streaming the activities of the day, so we're excited about that. And we're just praying for good weather now.
Absolutely.
That's the key to everything is good weather.
Well, if we have a chamber day like today, it won't be a problem.
I'm telling you, if we could bottle today, we'll be in business.
Well, also associated with the Great Grits Cook-Off is something that happens before
That's right.
the Great Grits Cook-Off called the Nitty Gritty 5K Challenge.
Well, I'm obviously a 5K runner, so that was
Clearly.
first and foremost
That's
on
the
my
first
mind.
thing I
Not
noticed
eating
about you.
grits, but the Nitty Gritty 5K is going to take place that morning. That's what starts us off, and we're really excited about this. We've got a great route through East Prattville around the Y, and it's a very popular thing that happens each year, and we'll have hopefully we'll have over 150 runners out there to start our day off. Those guys will all get free entry into the Grits Cook-Off.
Nice.
And they will also be challenging for the Oakview Farms Great Grit Bowl, Golden Spoon, I'm sorry, that they will win if they win their age division. So I think that's a great thing for Prattville to have another 5K out there, and certainly adds to the quality of life.
Is this like the Krispy Kreme challenge where halfway through you've got to eat a monster bowl of grits and then finish the race?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That might be something we need to add next year. I could actually do that.
That makes it more of the 5K challenge.
That's right. That's right. And maybe make sure you can keep the grits down too.
That's right. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up with David Lewis, YMCA CEO here in Prattville, and the Great Grits Challenge. You've heard all about it. The Nitty Gritty 5K associated with that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When choosing which pest control company you will trust to protect your home and family, cost and quality can go hand in hand. Serving the hardworking families of the River region since 1967, the Bowen family has made it our mission to offer top quality service at a price that is fair
we did
and
like
affordable.
one more
So
wrap-up
why pay
segment?
more to one of the big chains for less service? Call Arrow Pest Control next time you want to enjoy money well spent. We'll guarantee personal service at an affordable price, so give us a call today.
It's not too early to sign up to make money. The region's largest quality kids consignment sale will happen October 21st through 29th. It's the Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale at Prattville Pickers. Children's clothing, shoes, accessories, toys, books, strollers, swings, furniture, even maternity, and much, much more. Sign up to sell your quality kids items at momsmarketplace.net. Be a volunteer to earn more and shop first. And it's the largest kids consignment sale in the region. Sell, shop, save. momsmarketplace.net and on Facebook. Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Dixie Country 100.1 is the home of Prattville Lions football this fall. Catch all the excitement with live play-by-play action on the radio, plus live video streaming on Prattville Alive YouTube. Keep up with the Lion Nation on Prattville Alive Facebook. And stay tuned to Dixie Country 100.1. Dixie Country is also the home of Bama football with Hey Coach, Crimson Tide Rewind, and the entire game day broadcast. The Alabama Crimson Tide and the Prattville Lions this fall on Dixie Country.
Dixie Country.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Will Barrett here with David Lewis, Prattville YMCA CEO, wrapping up our last segment here. It's been a great first episode, David. I'm so glad you were able to join us and talk to us about this Great Grits Cook-Off coming up, and about the YMCA in general. People don't really know really all the YMCA does. There's so much more than what meets the eye, and so much that goes on behind the scenes to make it happen.
Right.
And we're just blessed to have it here in our community.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that I think is really neat about the Y that not many people realize is the economic impact that we have on the community. The first day I was at work back in 2012, Mr. Bradford and I were talking, and he said, David, I want to tell you, one of the greatest programs we have here is one that nobody really talks about. And he said, that's our employment program. And I said, really? What? Tell me about that. And he said, you know, it is amazing how many people have their first job at the Prattville YMCA. Mm-hmm. And if you go down through town here, even outside our county, and you start talking to folks that grew up here, a vast majority of them will tell you they worked at the Y, and a lot of them it was their first job.
Yep.
And so we're teaching young people work ethic. We're teaching them, you know, how to hold a job, how to do a good job, how to be great employees, and hopefully how to be great supervisors down the road. And that is a big part of what we do. We employ over 200 young people each summer in our day camp program and in our lifeguarding programs and swim lessons. And that's a huge benefit to our community.
Absolutely.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And most definitely leaves a lifelong legacy for us in the impact that we make. You know, Prattville has a lot of great employers out there and a lot of great opportunities for young people, and we're honored to be a part of that as well.
Well, for those merchants employing teens, it's key because they're the ones with all the disposable cash, right?
That's right. Yes, exactly.
They got way more than I got.
You're right. I venture to say that most of our eating establishments and movie theater and all that, and the bowling alley, they really enjoy the fact that we hire all these young people.
Yes, they do. So $2 is what it costs to get in the Great Grits Cook-Off.
That's right. Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you that $2 will be the best $2 you ever spent, because not only will it get you a great time, but you'll get all the grits you can eat, all the Conecuh sausage you can eat, which is
just
key right there.
That is key.
And then just a great time of fellowship and fun. And you'll get great satisfaction. You'll leave with a full belly and great satisfaction of knowing you helped the Prattville Y be able to take care of a lot of families out there that needed help.
Gates open at 9, gates close at 2. If you time it right, $2 can get you breakfast and lunch. I mean,
That's
that's
right.
the way I look at it.
I will have to throw one little asterisk out there. A lot of the grits cook-off will end about 11:45, and so a lot of the teams will wind up there. But we'll be serving grits from the start to the finish. We can guarantee that.
Lovely.
But a lot of the grit creations may be gone by 11:45 or so.
Get there early and get all the grits you can handle.
That's right.
It's going to be a great event. The 5th annual Gibson Tire Pros YMCA Great Grits Cook-Off, all benefiting the Coach Child campaign for the YMCA, where no one is turned away for inability to pay. David, it's been great meeting with you. Great spending time with you. We've known you since our days in Selma.
That's right.
And it's
Long time.
good to continue it here in Prattville.
Absolutely. And Will, I just thank you for all you do for our community and for the Prattville Y. And I want everybody to know that we talked about volunteers earlier, and Will is one of our strongest volunteers, coaches every sport that we have, and is one of our key leaders in our Leaders Club program. And every year he takes his vacation time to go to Blue Ridge, North Carolina, to take young people to the Christian Values Conference. And also for the last 5 years has been going on an international mission trip with our Global Leaders program. And we're honored to have Will and his family as a part of our Y.
Thank you, David. And if you want to know more about the Global Leaders Program, tonight at the daycare branch of the YMCA at 6 o'clock, you can come hear about the Global Leaders Program at the YMCA. Going to Columbia this summer, partnering with the YMCA of Columbia in Bogota. You won't want to miss that. If you're a teenager, 10th grade, up through college, or an adult, it is an outstanding program. We've gone for 5 years, and it has changed our life. So do come be involved with that if you want to hear more about it tonight at the Y at 6. You'll hear more about the Global Leaders Program. Thanks, Dave. That was nice of you to say it.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Well, we're going to sign off now. This has been Will Barrett and David Lewis, CEO of the Prattville YMCA. You've been watching Talk of the Town, and we'll see you next week.